No doubt one of the greatest moments in Toronto sports history, and he'd like to have a couple more, as Springer has done it so many times in these playoffs. And now the World Series begins. And after a jaw-dropping performance in Game 4 of the NLCS, we realize that Shohei Ohtani's greatness, it just has no limits. Now as he enters his second World Series with the Dodgers, I sat down with the superstar to reflect on the moments, the mindset, and the meaning behind this historic run.
Hello.
Shohei.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you again. How are you, my friend?
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
I feel like this is good luck. We come back next year and we'll keep doing this every year, right?
Yeah.
What a year. You win the World Series with the Dodgers. You win another MVP award. You become a father. How would you describe this last year for you?
かなり特別な、個人的にもチームとしても、特別な一年だったなとは思いますし、娘がね、生まれるのも僕の人生にとってはすごい大きなことだったので、なおかつ、ドジャースのまたシーズンで、こうやってまたワールドシリーズに出れて、本当に特別な一年になってるなと思います。
Live from Dodger Stadium, it's Game 4, the National League Championship Series.
Game 4 against the Brewers. You had an unbelievable performance for the ages.
Shohei Ohtani, the stuff of legend!
Two-hitter. You struck out 10, and you hit 3 home runs, one of them which is like still going over there. Was that the best performance you've ever had on a baseball field?
そうなのかなとは思ってはいますけど、試合の後も言ったんですけど、7回やっぱり投げ切りたかったなっていうのが一番の感想ではあるので、そこに投げ切って、なおかつ、ね、終われてたら、よかったのかなとは思うんですけど。
A little better? Come on, really? Last year we had so much fun. You said you were watching Breaking Bad, so I need to know, what else are you watching today? What's on TV that's entertaining you, Shohei?
妻と2人で、何でしたっけ、リバーデイルっていう。
Is it good?
いや。
There we go. TV Rex with Shohei. So how about Toronto? I don't know how much you've been able to see them because obviously it's not a team that you play all the time. But, when you were looking for a place to sign, Toronto was in the mix as a place you could have been a Blue Jay. What, through that process, did you appreciate about the organization, and what do you think makes them a good opponent for you guys?
本当に、街自体も綺麗で、個人的にもすごい好きですし、交渉の時もね、多くの人に球場にあの時は、フロリダのキャンプ地でしたけど、はい。監督も、もちろんいましたし、本当にいろんな話をさせてもらって、本当に素晴らしい組織だなというか、素晴らしい球団だなと思って、最後の最後まで話を聞かせてもらって、結局、ね、ドジャースに決めることにはなったんですけど、本当に今でも、好きな球場、好きな街、好きな球団の一つではあるので、そこでプレーできる、こういう特別な試合でプレーできるっていうのをまた楽しみにしています。
What do you love about Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s game?
Vladdy? すごいナイスガイというか、本当に、いつ話しても、なんていうかね、爽やかでね、楽しく話して、で、選手の一人なので、選手としてもね、この今のポストシーズンでも素晴らしい活躍をテレビで見てましたし、彼みたいなね、素晴らしい選手と彼だけではないですけどね、彼みたいな選手と、また競い合って、ゲームの中で成長できるのを楽しみにしてます。
Now let's talk World Series. Having played in it last year for the first time.
Shohei Ohtani.
What lessons did you take from that you'll apply to this year's World Series?
どうですかね。去年、なんとか結果を出して、チームの一員として認めてもらいたいなっていう一年だったので、今年はもう本当の意味でチームの一員としてというか、ディフェンディングのチャンピオンとして、また臨まないといけないので、去年とも、違う戦いになるんじゃないかなっていう、期待と不安とどちらもあるかなと思ってます。
Shohei Ohtani! He is not human! The Dodgers are going back to the World Series!
What would it mean for you to win back-to-back championships with the Dodgers?
これは本当に特別なことだなっていうか、一回ね、ワールドシリーズでチャンピオンになるっていうのも、かなり、レアですし、かなり大変な道のりだとは思うんですけど、それを連続で、 しかも2回決めるっていうのはかなり難しい。なんとか全員でね、そこに向かって一段決して頑張りたいなとは思ってます。
Shohei, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was fun. Shohei's trying for another one of these, and he seems so relaxed, even when we were talking off camera. And, Poppy, I wanted to ask you something, because it's something that didn't make the piece. I asked him if Shohei the pitcher faced Shohei the hitter, what would the result be? He said, well, the first at-bat, I think the pitcher would probably get it. But if it went to the third or fourth at-bat, I think Shohei the hitter would get him. I know you love that comment.
I love that line, Kevin. Let me tell you. He knows he's in a stud in baseball. And his confidence level based on that go to a whole totally different dimension. He knows he's the best player in this sport. He might be, to me, he got to be in my top 5 best athlete. And let me tell you why. People sometimes don't realize how difficult it is to do what he does, pitching and hitting. It's a tough thing to do. So, being said, he's the type of guy who create a competition with himself. That's why he give you the answer, Kevin.
You know what? This is really the first time we get to see a full Shohei Ohtani on this stage. Like even last year in the World Series, he hurt his shoulder in Game 2. He wasn't healthy. Now not only is he hitting, he gets a chance to pitch as well. And this guy always seems to rise to the occasion. Right? All eyes are on him. He comes up in the big moments. And I'm just happy that the entire world gets to see this version of Shohei.
Yeah, and KB, what a great piece. I really enjoyed that. You guys are making an annual thing. But look, number one, he's the greatest free agent signing in the history of the sport. And for our friends at home, if you didn't get an opportunity to watch the great Babe Ruth, well, here's your chance. You get to watch Babe Ohtani tonight. And if I was y'all, just like us, I would be glued to that television because you'll see something in this series that you've never seen before and you'll never see again.
How about the fact that he wasn't satisfied with that Game 4? He thought he could have done better. I was like, what?
I love it. I love it. That's how you prove as a player. You're never content with what you did. But one thing we haven't mentioned, how about everyone in Toronto thinking that Ohtani was going to sign here? So just imagine if he was here, what this series would look like.
Kevin, that's happened when you are the Superman of a sport. He never is pleased with the job that he does because he knows he's better than that.
And no disrespect to cricket or soccer, they're global sports. The biggest and the most recognizable athlete on the planet is Shohei Ohtani.
That's something that was going to be the headline in the New York Post tomorrow. A-Rod disrespects cricket.
I love cricket.
We got the World Series tonight. It's Game 1, prediction time. Derek, what do you got for us, my man?
I'm going with, this is my favorite part. I'm going with the experience of the Los Angeles Dodgers to win this series in 6 games, but they can't let Toronto get any games early on.
My heart says Toronto, but I'm going to go with my brains here. I'm going to go Dodgers in 7. Too strong pitching, too deep, too much experience.
I love my boy Mookie. He got about what, 3 rings? I love my people in LA. You guys know that I love you guys, but I got to tell you, I got to cheer for my boy Vladdy this one time. So I got the Blue Jays in 7.
There you go. Poppy playing with the home crowd and his guy.
He's my dog.
There is his dog. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. trying to will the Blue Jays for the first title since 1993. And Blake Snell says, you're not going to do that. No doubt.
We are ready to rock from the Rogers Center, downtown Toronto, Game 1 of the World Series. The Los Angeles Dodgers, the Toronto Blue Jays. For the Dodgers in their 12 World Series where they've started on the road, they've only won 1 time behind Sandy Koufax in 1963 as he shut down Maris and Mantle and the Yankees. And what would be a Dodgers sweep, the only sweep in a 7-game series prior to their championship series against Milwaukee. Tonight's same-game parlay is available now on FanDuel. It features Ohtani and a former Toronto Blue Jay and Tasker Hernandez, who just got a great hand from this crowd. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. seems like a pretty safe bet to get a hit. He's got 19 of them in this postseason to lead all players. How about this for Game 1 of the World Series? It is Trey Savage, who started this season in A-ball. He didn't even get to the big leagues until about a month ago. At 22 years old, he's the second youngest pitcher to start Game 1 of the World Series. You've got to go back to 1947 when a 21-year-old Ralph Branca started for the Dodgers at Yankee Stadium. Go get him, kid.
Yeah, go.
Here's his 2-2, and there it is to finish off Ohtani. Running the bank, the Dodgers looking for more here in the second. On a 2-2, Edman taps it along third, and no play for Ernie Clement. An infield single for Tommy Edman to load the bases. The Dodgers doing their best Blue Jays impression here, putting the ball in play and putting the pressure on. Grounder, fair, Guerrero beats him to the bag, and Savage limits the damage to 1. His payoff is poked through the right side, a base hit for Smith. Here comes Betts. Straw's throw goes into second, and they've got Freeman hung up. Here comes a tag from Clement. We're running back to the bag. It is 2-0 Dodgers. Will Smith drives in Mookie Betts and heads into second there with Freeman tagged out for the first out of the inning.
It has in the postseason.
8th pitch to Kirk. Swatted towards the right field corner. Hernandez turns and watches this one. Hit off the wall. Holds him to a single. Teoscar guns it in. And Kirk, who has many wonderful traits, speed is not one of them, settles for a leadoff single. Another 2-2. Schneider on the ground left side. Muncy to second one. And to first. Double play. Second one the Dodgers have turned. And what a big spot to turn that in. Now you get Guerrero with the bases empty.
You are not kidding. That was a changeup that stayed up.
In the dirt, and it's 4. Well,
This is more than likely going to be the last pitch for Blake Snell unless he gets a double play ball here. So if you're Blake Snell, you're like, what pitch can I make perfectly here on a 3-2 count? Almost made it.
pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Varsho paid the price. Or would have put him on anyways as ball 4. And the Jays have loaded the bases against Blake Snell with nobody out. That's the last. Middle infield back, corners even with the bags. Clement scratches one through. Blue Jays take the lead. Station to station, 3-2. Ernie Clement delivers again. Now another 3-2. He's walked in. And it's 4-2 Toronto. Kirk can walk home.
And he's glad he's walking home. Wasn't that 0-2? Yeah. 0-2, bases loaded, and a walk. I'd say that's one of the highest quality at bats Lucas will ever have under these circumstances.
This pen has been covered up by the long starts. Base hit to right field from Jimenez. Again, 90 feet apiece. 5-2 Blue Jays. Bottom of the order, telling the story once again. Bouncing ball left side. Betts had a hard time getting it out of his glove, but he does in time to come home for the first out of the inning mercifully on the 7th batter faced.
And he did. He made a good pitch and
gave up a run in all 3 games that he pitched in the division series. Comes in here, struggles. Barger sends a towering drive. Right center field. Can't say goodbye. pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. Wow. Here's a high drive off of the bat of Kirk, sailing back there to center. Does it have enough? You bet. Double digits for the Jays in Game 1. What a statement from Toronto. Like I said, he's the perfect guy to talk about what the Toronto Blue Jays kind of do. You walk off the bus, you go, He's like, so the first thing was just getting that monkey off of the back, winning one. Bullied the Yankees in the division series. 7 games over the Mariners and a blowout to this point in Game 1 of the World Series against Ohtani and the Dodgers. Shohei in this game 0 for 3 and has struck out twice. Well, they're going to see someone equally as nasty from the right side tomorrow with the Dodgers, Yamamoto. So what they did to Snell, they're going to try to do to the great righty. Well, you figured if the Jays were going to win this game, they'd get a really good start from Trey Savage, but they're looking at doing this even though Savage had far from his best start and only went 4. Correct. And again, like you mentioned, the lead in the game really takes some stress off of managing some high leverage guys. They brought in some of those that held fort. Now they got some breathing room. Fisher to Ohtani with a 1-2. Shohei sends his apologies down the line to anybody that foul ball scared. Really got to be careful with the amount of breaking balls that he's showing Ohtani in the middle of the zone. It cannot stay there. It's got to go to the back foot and down. Left it there, hit in the air to right field. Back it goes. It is gone. Yeah. Sky scraping home run from Shohei Ohtani. Left it over the plate, and Ohtani didn't miss. Just can't do that to a great hitter. That's the fastest run around the bases I've ever seen. Right on the heels of Tommy Edman. 4th home run the last 2 games for Ohtani, and it's 11-4. You just see it coming, and it rolled right there perfectly for him, and that swing has been done a lot this year. Is that over 60 now? That is 61. Okay. Well, now it's a 7-run lead. And we talk about easy decisions for John Schneider in the bullpen. Probably doesn't have to get a whole lot closer before that shifts the strategy. Although even seeing Chris Bassett